It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, I have a couple of videos I'm hoping to get through this week. This one is with Creative Elements, one of our new and exciting sets. I just love all the detail, and you get 8 stamps in this set, so it totally rocks. I'm using a piece of confetti white, and these are some I had left over. I love the texture in confetti white, so I'm really going to miss that. But if you want to do this card with plain basic white paper, it will be beautiful. I'm also using a brand new ink pad, Gumball Green. What a great color. Notice that the stickers are on the bottom now, so just peel them off and stick them on. You can use one of 4 different languages, so that's kind of international of us. And when you open up your ink pad, you'll notice again something new. It's foam inside. How cool is that? This is going to give us a much clearer impression with those solid stamps. Now, I'm actually using an outline stamp today, but I want to show you how beautifully that stamps with the foam ink as well. So this is a tall card, so I'm just going to try and angle this design so that it kind of is diagonal going up the side, um, up from the bottom right up to the top left. And so I'm kind of playing with the stamp, turning it and twisting it so that I can fit the most of the design in that diagonal area. I really love to do this because it takes a single stamp and it becomes a background stamp, and it becomes a design that you made yourself. It's very different from what the stamp looked like just once. And so I really like doing this. Stretches out your stamps and gives you brand new looks that maybe other people don't pull out. A little bit of individuality comes out here. Now, these stamps, it's an outline stamp, and I want to actually do some coloring. And I thought about using a paintbrush, but then I said, no, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp onto my clear block. Now, right away I noticed, oh my goodness, this is very different from the ink pads I had before. I get much more ink on the block. So there's way more ink than there needs to be. I'm also doing something really new here. I'm taking Dazzling Diamonds, our kind of Stampin' Up glitter glue-ish stuff, and I'm spinning that around with a paintbrush into the ink. And what that's going to do is going to give me a green homemade dazzling diamond effect. And I'm going to use that as paint. So I'm going to take my blender pen and I'm going to paint that Gumball Green, which is a brand new in color that I really am already falling in love with. And I'm painting it into the leaves. And I want you to know that this is so much fun to do. And as I'm painting, you want to remember that you're actually not just adding color. Because of the dazzling diamonds, you're adding texture as well. And so the texture of the confetti white with the texture of this gumball green, kind of a sparkly glitter glue kind of a thing going on, it's just adding dimension. And what's really cool is well, I guess it's not cool, it's kind of depressing. I can't take a picture of this to show you how beautiful it is. What happens is when the light hits this and it's dry, you just get just all these little facets of light off of your card, kind of like having your card filled with diamonds. And who doesn't love diamonds? So I'm having fun doing this. I tried to kind of break it up in the video so you didn't have to watch all of it. Actually, I did it all in about 10 minutes, but I didn't want to take up 10 minutes of the video because then I wouldn't be able to talk about the rest. So it wasn't a long-winded thing. It was actually quite easy. I focused on the leaves first with the gumball green because to me it was a perfect color for leaves. And what I did was I made it thicker in some areas and thinner in others to give me like shades of green, which normal leaves do have. Then I just cleaned that block off and I repeated that with Marina Mist for the flowers. So just, just to remind you of what I did before, I kind of put the ink pad directly onto the clear block and then squeezed out some of the stickles and mixed it up and used that as paint for the flowers to get those little beautiful Marina Mist blue flowers. Now, a lot of you have mixed feelings about the Stamp-O-Majig, but I actually love it. What it does is it helps me tell where I'm going to put things. FYI, don't do this step until your card is completely dry. So I would leave it sit for 15 minutes and let it completely dry before you take this step. I did not, I'm not going to lie to you, wait for it to dry because I have a video to do. But I was very, very careful. And I don't want you to have to be that careful. So let it dry first. So I've added my sentiment, and I really love that sentiment. It says, treat yourself like your own best company, which said to me, wow, this card is really about finding the inner strength within yourself, appreciating the beauty within yourself, and therefore you're never lonely because you have you, and you are the one that can help you do all the things that you want to do. So I fell in love with what that sentiment could mean, and I decided to make a butterfly from the same stamp set stand out as that you. This is the star of this card. Is this Marina Mist blue butterfly. And I just love the intricate detail in this stamp. It's phenomenal. I loved it. Now, I didn't want that stamp to lose its presence, but I wanted 2 more butterflies, kind of making a difference between what's in you versus what you might get from other people, like your mentors or your family. The things you can get from yourself are much stronger. So I wanted a lighter impression on the other 2 butterflies. And so I stamped them and then I stamped off. Now there you just saw me wiping the edges because be careful, you can get some edging if you're not careful with these stamps. If you push too hard on that foam ink pad. Now I stamped off first before I stamped that down, and that's what gave me that light pastel Marina Mist, which is a brand new color I got with the same ink pad. Didn't change the ink pad, I just changed my pressure and I stamped off first. So I'm going to end up with these 2 light Marina Mist butterflies and 1 really strong one that's going to stand behind the sentiment of treating yourself like your own best company. The final thing I wanted to do was to actually put a real diamond on this card, but I can't afford that. So I went and I got our gems out, and I put 1 big gem in the middle because I love that little star shape that's right in the middle of this stamp. And then I decided to add 2 smaller gems. And so this was my inexpensive way of adding diamonds to the card. If you wanted to, you could also fill the little clear dots that I didn't color in with the Dazzling Diamonds, and it would be very cool. So I ended up with a card that was quite sparkly, but with a deep message. I really loved it. I hope you did too. Here's some samples of what I did, and I also show some variations at the end. I hope you enjoyed this, and I promise to get another demonstration out soon. I missed you guys, but I'm back on track. So it was great talking to you. Thank you.